everybody? It's Ron from Pick Dawgz. This is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Monday, June 10th, 2024. If you like what you see, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily rundown best bet in the MLB, you can find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Monday in Major League Baseball. First up, we see the Baltimore Orioles taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Corbin Burnes and Ryan Pepiot are the projected starters. The Orioles have just dominated this series. They've won the first 3 games and all by 3+ runs, 6-3, 5-0, and then on Sunday afternoon, 9-2. It's tough to go against Baltimore in this spot when they've got their ace going in Corbin Burnes. He has been pitching well overall this season, but especially recently, where the Orioles are now 4-0 in his last 4 games, and all of those were also run line covers and blowout victories. So with Pepiot, he's a solid starting pitching option, but he's not pitched too well at Tropicana Field. He's got an ERA above 5 there in 34 1/3 innings. So I'm going to go with the Orioles in this game on the money line and run line on the road. Next up is the Colorado Rockies taking on the Minnesota Twins. We're going to see Chris Paddock and Dakota Hudson as the projected starters. Now, neither starting pitcher in great form. Paddock struggled against the Yankees. He's had 2 bad outings against the Yankees now this season. Hudson in 4 1/3 gave up 4 earned runs, 4 walks, a couple of home runs as well against the Reds in a 12-7 loss. So, it's tough to have a lot of faith in either of these options, but I do trust the Twins bullpen more. I think they have the better lineup. Obviously, they're playing at home, not at Coors Field, where, the Rockies play much better ball. And I also think when you look at Paddock, while his last home start against the Royals was not his best, he still has been a lot better at home at Target Field than he's been on the road this year. So I'm willing to back him in this spot and lay the 1.5 runs with the Twins on the run line. Next up, the New York Yankees taking on the Kansas City Royals. Carlos Rodon and Seth Lugo as the projected starters in this one. The Royals have hit lefties very well in the last month. They're number 2 in OPS, top 10 in isolated power, very low strikeout rate. You face Rodon, who's been better, a lot better at Yankee Stadium than he's been on the road this season. His ERA is about over a run steeper on the road than it is at Yankee Stadium. A higher walk rate, more home runs given up. Opponent's batting average steeper on the road. The strikeout numbers even are lower on the road than they are at Yankee Stadium. So I don't love this matchup for Rodon. Lugo, while he's coming off a tough start, he's still pitched really well this year with a 9-1 record, 2.13 ERA. He's been one of the most profitable pitchers in baseball. Juan Soto not playing right now with the injury. He might be on the IL. So that's a tough one for the Yankees. I got to go with the Royals in this one on the money line at Kauffman Stadium. Next up, we see the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. We're going to see Jose Barrios and Colin Ray as the projected starters. I think both of these starting pitchers have big-time regression concerns. And, Colin Ray has an ERA sub-4, but an expected ERA above 5. The Blue Jays have really improved against right-handed pitching offensively. I think they get to him early and often. On the other side, Barrios, while his numbers are also solid on paper, and he's in good form in terms of the earned runs he's given up in recent games, I don't love the fact that his strikeout numbers have really dropped. We only saw 2 Ks in 6 innings against the Orioles in that last one. He still gave up a home run and 3 walks, so it'd be one thing if he was keeping the ball on the ground and limiting sharp contact in all these games, but he's given up a home run in 4 of his last 5. The 3 walks also in that last game is concerning. And when you look at his advanced analytics, like the average exit velocity, hard hit percentage, payout percentage, not necessarily stellar numbers for Barrios. I think the Brewers get to him as well. I like the over in the Blue Jays-Brewers game. Next up, we see the Chicago White Sox taking on the Seattle Mariners. We're going to see Eric Fedde and Logan Gilbert as your starters. We know the White Sox were pretty competitive this weekend against the Red Sox, and Eric Fedde's been one of the more competitive players and pitchers in this White Sox rotation this year. 4-1 with a 3.27 ERA. Now, in recent games, hasn't pitched the best, and the White Sox have lost each of his last 4 games, but I still think that Fedde does enough here against a Mariners lineup that we know has been pretty inconsistent this season. I think he does enough to keep the White Sox competitive in this game. And Logan Gilbert, similar to Barrios, I don't love the fact that his strikeout numbers have really dropped. His last 4 games, 5 strikeouts or fewer in all 4 of those starts. Not what we're used to seeing from a strikeout-dependent starter like Logan Gilbert. I think the White Sox can get a few runs off him early, and I think they cover the run line at the very least, but I would also take a shot here on the money line with Chicago. Next up, we see the Oakland Athletics taking on the San Diego Padres. We're going to see Joey Estes and Dylan Cease as your starters. The A's offense has really struggled recently, and Dylan Cease, while he's not in his best form right now, he's giving up a lot of sharp contact. I think this is a really good spot for him to have a really strong outing, a bounce-back start against the A's. And Joey Estes actually pitched really well in that last start against the Mariners. 6 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs, in a 2-1 A's win. The A's wins mostly recently have been very low scoring wins, 2-1. We saw the walk-off win against the Toronto Blue Jays this weekend. So to me, I think the under's in play. I think both starting pitchers pitch well. I like both bullpens, especially San Diego's bullpen. I think they're pretty underrated, and I just don't see where the runs really come from in a game like this. I'm going to go with the under. And the final game we're to talk about for the Monday card in Major League Baseball, it's the Houston Astros taking on the San Francisco Giants. Spencer Arrighetti and Kyle Harrison are your projected starters. We know Arrighetti in that last start, he exited the game early. He only went 3 innings against St. Louis. He pitched pretty well, 1 earned run, 4 strikeouts, and it ended up being an 8-5 Astros win. But they don't really believe there's too much to worry about with Arrighetti's injury. He was quoted saying, "I think I'll be just fine." So I'm not too worried about it. Honestly, he's really improved since a rough start to his major league career. He's got pretty good strikeout stuff, and I think he pitches well. The Giants have not really been great against right-handed pitching in the last month. And Harrison, on the other side, he has not pitched too well at Oracle Park this season, which is surprising. It's a very pitcher-friendly ballpark, and most of the Giants starters pitch a lot better at home. But so far this year, 31 innings and a 4.65 ERA at home. The Astros, we know, while the numbers on paper, the OPS and ISO aren't great against lefties in the last 30 days, this is still a very tough lineup to face as a lefty. They've been one of the best lineups against lefties in baseball the last 5 years or so. Low strikeout rate, even in the last 30 days, it's around 15%. That is very tough for starting pitchers to play against, to pitch against. And I think that the Astros get to Harrison early. I like this Giants bullpen. I think Houston's bullpen, though, has also improved from a rough start to the year. So I'm willing to take the Astros in this game on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games for Monday in Major League Baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to put your baseball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.